Hey guys, I'm Bradu. Alright, third time's a charm here. I just did two failed videos on this. Second episode of solo play, Terra Invictus, Shadowdark. So, anyway, I just played for like 20 minutes and then realized I hadn't even started the camera. Oops. That was awesome. So I have a new lamp that I set up, so my lighting should be a little bit better. Let's look at our characters. We got Orgo, Dwarven Fighter. He's our front man, not necessarily our group leader, but maybe. Nura is a ranger, human ranger. She's the talker of the group. She's the leader in interactions with other humans. Krell, half orc wizard. He does our navigation. He's our intelligent. Uh, well, yeah. And Renariel, elven. I almost said assassin, thief. And then this is the human boy who is kind of tagging along with us. We're calling him Patch because he had a. I'm gonna say his name's Pat. I said, "Boy, what's your name?" That's Orgo. "Boy, what's your name?" He said, "Pat." And he goes, "Patch." And he goes, "No, I said Pat." He said, "Well, you're Patch now, boy. Get used to it." Oh man. So Patch is going to tag along with us. Everybody has a job here to do. Patch will be the torchbearer if we need that. Maybe carry some stuff. I don't even think he has a weapon yet. So, let's see, where are we? I'm just going to start over because nothing had really happened, frankly. I was fumbling around anyway, even though I had thought I was running for 20 minutes. So, it's kind of good that I'm starting over, maybe. So, we had ended on a rest. We're trying to travel to the north. 3320. We have to do a navigation check. And I think I said Krell is our navigator. Krell nav. 15. He's able to navigate us to the north. Where do we want to go? 33, 32, 19. I think we want 3219. Oh no, we've already been to 3219, so we want to go to 3220. 3220. Okay. All right. 3220. Okay, so this is why. So I'm already kind of getting of this. So we are at an settlement, Veuzane. Warm and humid with light rain, overcast skies most of the day. A small town on a solitary hill surrounded by rolling plains. It's a religious colony devoted to church. Their leader Dorian is charismatic and welcoming. And to discover, to be able to read the discovery that is the next thing on the page, I need to pass a DC 9, I think it is, charisma. And like I said, my charisma person is Nura. So she's got a +3. So I need to roll a 6 or better. 9. That does it. So Veuzane is struggling with low mine production after their chief engineer was killed during a giant eagle attack. That's what it was. That's funny. They need help with some basic engineering problems. Digging. Oh man. Digging a new well, repairing a broken smelter, and so on. They have 50 gold pieces to pay anyone who can complete the tasks. Intelligence versus DC 15. So what I'm going to do, because my whole group theoretically could work together on this, I'm going to look at my most intelligent is Krell. He's got a +2 on intelligence. And we're going to let him roll at advantage to try and get that 15 since the team is working with him. So I need to roll a 13 or better on one of these two dice, I think is what I would say. Yeah! 20! Woo! Did you see that? Nat 20. Nat 20 means something special. So they have 50 gold pieces to pay anyone who can complete the tasks. There's going to be not only that. Yes. Okay, we have gold. That's the first thing. So we're going right to that. So Dorian, their leader, is going to give us 50 gold pieces. Reward. He's either going to increase the pay, or I'm kind of thinking it's more just puts us in good favor with this settlement. And maybe meals on the house, maybe a night at the inn for free type of stuff. Because 50 gold would be a lot to just like, okay, you rolled a nat 20, awesome. But it also should mean something, right? So I will roll. You know what? I'm just going to say it puts us in good favor. Not necessarily more gold, but for sure we don't have to pay tonight at the inn. So we get a free stay for a day, and we're just in good favor. I think that might play well here. And I'm also gonna say a free rumor rather than having to spend gold for it, because somebody's gonna buy us a drink, right? Maybe he buys us a drink and gives us a rumor. So the free rumor is gonna be a 4. Lynette's silver ingots are counterfeit and only plated in silver. Well, who's Lynette? Lynette has fake silver. How do I remember this? So I'm going to give a shout out real quick. I've been listening a lot lately to another solo Shadowdark player, TTRPG Jared, tabletop RPG, and he's doing a lot of the stuff he does is eerily similar to me. In fact, even the pencil. He used the same exact pencil. I was like, oh my god. So anyway, I'm kind of learning some things. He's not playing Terra Invictus, but I'm kind of learning some things about how he does it, and that's been kind of fun. So anyway, one of the videos I watched of his today, he said, I never know how to keep track of some of the notes. Like, how am I going to remember that Lynette has fake silver? So I took that little note, but that's lost now. I'll never find that again. Now, there is something in Mythic GM Emulator, which I use sometimes, but I don't necessarily use it completely by the book. But it's got something in here. Adventure notes, scene summary, lists, threads. So that might be like a thread character, Lynette. So if I had a page like that, I don't do it like that, like scenes. So I don't do my games like that. But if I did scenes, that would make sense. But I could take little notes like that. I might try and keep a page like that. Anyway, I do have this book that I write in. So we're now at this town. Great. We have 50 gold pieces to spend. So that's going to be a real important piece here. And I bet we can use some upgrades to our stuff. And that's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to give a quick pause and just do a shopping in my head and recap shopping and then move to the next thing. Okay, so I did some shopping. What I did was, after I started this, I realized, oh, this is a very small settlement, right? So I was like, they're not going to have some big, huge weapons shop. But I did like a 50-50 roll for each item. And I bought really basic stuff. So I ended up buying leather armor. I made a check, and they had leather armor in human size because this is an entirely human settlement. So I bought leather armor for Nura the ranger and Renariel the elven thief, but no armor for Orgo, our main fighter. He's still just got a shield. I also got a dagger for Renariel. So he's got a short sword, but now he also has a backup dagger. That makes sense for a thief to me to have 2 weapons. One at the ready if he needs a sneak attack. Orgo really likes axes, so that was probably my hardest check or whatever. And there's not even a basic axe in Shadowdark. So I just made a generic hand axe that does d6 damage and can be thrown. So he's got 1 axe. Now I would actually like 2, but we're going to start with 1. And what else? Krell got a staff. And then I'm also just going to say we're replenishing things like arrows, rations, torches. So I'm not necessarily counting all of that stuff, but I have some kind of house rules that I use for stuff like that too. So I'll just throw it out there. For instance, for arrows, this is my house rule. I've never remembered to use it, so I don't know how it will actually work, but hopefully I'll remember in the future. And it's kind of an abstract idea. I love the idea because it means you don't have to count arrows. You leave on your adventure with arrows. If you roll a nat 1, might even be on your first attack of the whole thing. If you roll a nat 1, you're low on arrows. If you roll another nat 1, you're out of arrows. So however you want to play that, maybe, the first nat 1 means, oh crap, like, some of my arrows fell out and I didn't notice, or, I dropped my arrows down the ravine and I'm down to my last arrow and I can keep using it as long as I don't, miss an attack. Or, don't, whatever. Anyway, I hope you get the point. And I can probably use that same rule for some other things. But anyway, for arrows and crossbow bolts for sure. So, let's see. We did some shopping. We're in good favor in this town. Settlement. There's another discovery thing I can do. What's the check for discoveries? I think it's charisma 9, 17. Okay. Dorian was secretly paying Colonel Lynette. Okay, we just talked about Lynette, who has fake silver. 3219, 10 iron ingots a month to leave the colony alone. 3219. Dorian will miss a payment in 2 weeks. Okay. So he's telling me that he'll miss a payment in 2 weeks, or I just now find that out. 10 iron ingots. 3219. I've already been to 3219. Colonel Lynette is the leader of the soldiers who are after us. Okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so check this out. So we are now in good favor in Veyuzane, who is kind of hiding out. They're not powerful enough to fight this Colonel Lynette. Colonel Lynette's after us. Veyuzane wouldn't necessarily protect us, but wouldn't give us up. This is a good hideout spot for us. That's what that nat 20 about being in good favor means. Like, they're not going to give up our position. Oh no, we haven't seen them around. Because it's natural that we would end up here. We're 1 hex away from them. Right? So anyway, if that comes up, those soldiers are going to be no, these aren't the droids you're looking for. Okay, I like that. I like that twist a lot. So we did get a rumor. We only get one per day. Let's sleep here. I don't think I need to do any other checks or anything. I already kind of decided they'd give us a freebie night on food, food and a stay at the inn. And so we'll wake up fully rested the next morning. We finally got an XP in for getting some treasure. We have at least some basic gear. That's good. And let's keep going. So let's go north more if we can. I don't think we would even have to navigate this one. We're coming from a settlement. I'll do a navigation, but I'll roll it at advantage. 15 is going to be good enough. So 3220. We're going to 3120. Extremely windy, light rain in the morning, cloudy afternoon. So I'm going to say we left in the morning. Light rain. Windy hills, rolling hills, home to a variety of small mammals and birds. The high winds make hearing difficult. -1 to surprise. Random encounter check. 1 to 3 gives us an encounter. Yes. The encounter will be 6. A heavily gnawed human corpse. Intact chainmail and hand axe discarded. Sweet. So here's the thing. Intact chainmail. I need chainmail. And I need a hand axe. I just told you I wanted another hand axe. So, Orgo has 2 hand axes now. Awesome. Let's write that in. He's got 2. And he has chainmail. Do I get this confusing with it? Do I say, oh, do I have to roll to see if it fits him? It's a human corpse. I already said they didn't have dwarf sized, so I kind of feel like he wouldn't really be able to wear it, or could he kind of fake it? Wear it until he can get one that really fits. And the other thing is, in my game, I may have not mentioned this, but I don't use just leather, chainmail, and plate mail. I use the full gamut of armors, so it's not necessarily going to be chainmail. I would call it whatever I have set up as the weakest medium armor, which isn't totally helping Orgo anyway. I'm going to say, I have an idea. I'm going to say we can't take that chainmail and put it on Orgo. And I don't think anybody else would wear chainmail in the group. Rangers are leather and... oh, it does say chainmail. I'll think about that one. But maybe I'll call it, because it's intact, maybe I'll call it a treasure and give myself an XP for it. Chainmail. It's worth 60 gold. Even if I call that half of that for selling it, it's still 30. So we're gonna go chainmail. Used. 30 gold pieces. Call it an XP. XP. Cool. That's what I'm doing there. Okay. Potential combat. I get a roll to avoid the combat if we want to. We might not want to. That's high enough to avoid it. That's a 14. So I'm going to look at it first. A trio of disgusting Grimlocks live in a hillside cave. They have a bloody, dismembered torso remaining from their most recent meal. But it won't last more than another day. They are very hungry. Grimlocks. Do I know what a Grimlock is? I don't really... I feel a little bit like it would be cheating to... I feel a little bit like it would be cheating to click on them to decide if I want to fight them. I think I'm going to. Because this is an RPG, and this is how I play. It's not murder hobo-y. This is... Grimlocks are clearly like an evil monster, I would say. So I have no problem fighting Grimlocks. And the fact that I was able to avoid this, if possible, just kind of tells me that they wouldn't get surprise on us. We have a chance to surprise them. So, a tree of disgusting Grimlocks. We find their cave, and we're going to roll initiative. They're the pink, we're the purple. 17 to an 18. Now, this is going to get real tricky because I do... Let's see. I do group initiative. What do I do with my sheets? Oh, they're up here. I do group initiative, which means I would use my dex bonus for Renariel of +3. So I would add 3 to my 17 to get to 20. Grimlocks, unless they have a +2, I think I'm still going to win initiative. Grimlocks, dex +1. So I win initiative, but barely. Lumbering humanoid, pale gray skin, patches of thin white fur, long black hair parts to reveal a skull that lacks eyeballs. Okay, here we go. Is this our first combat? I think it is. I'll be right back. Alright, so I have a Grimlock cave here. I have my party. We're going to leave Patch outside for now. We're protecting him. We're going into the cave where we find these 3 Grimlocks. We've got initiative, which doesn't mean we have surprise. So I'm going to say they have these little cave, right? They each have their own little cave. Thought that was kind of cool for this map. It's perfect. But we're not necessarily saying they're in their caves. Actually, let's do this. What activity are they doing might give us a hint how they're set up. Might not. 6. Eating. Okay, eating means to me they're going to be all around the middle of the room, right like this, and they're eating the last of that. Didn't it say they have a corpse or something? So they're eating. We come in, and we're going to get initiative, and we're going for it. I ain't messing around here. Let's see. I do need my sheets to see what I'm doing. All right, combat underway. So let's see. Here's what I do know, though. Krell, whose best spell is sleep, won't work against these guys. I think they're too high a level. I also don't think Charm Person would. I'm going to go Protection from Evil, which I don't remember what that is offhand, so I'm going to look it up. I hate to do that to you guys. I'll get these figured out at some point. For the spell's duration, chaotic beings have disadvantage on attack rolls and hostile checks against the target. So it's one target. I'm going to go with Orgo. So he's going to try and cast Protection from Evil on Orgo. Let's see if I can get away with rolling right there. Nope, he loses it. Bummer. Nura is going to shoot with a short bow. Renariel. Oh, okay. Here's a house rule I have. Renariel is going to try to sneak up. So here's my house rule. So I kind of come from 5e, and the way it reads for a thief to do the backstab. If you hit a creature who's unaware of your attack, you deal an extra weapon die of damage. At additional weapon dice equal to half your level, rounded down. I'm gonna say, so here's how I rule this. In order to get that, it's just not automatic, but the way that reads, you would only get it very rarely. I would argue you would get it in this situation, but I'm still going to make a roll for it. But in 5e, you just get it if your buddy is up here and next to him, then you'd get the sneak attack. I don't like that either. So I'm going to have a thing where I have to pass a sneak, hide, move silently check, however you want to, stealth check, to sneak up and get somebody from behind. So it kind of makes sense to do him first, given that. He's going to try and sneak in. Now, because I won initiative, they're not aware of our presence yet. It's not necessarily surprise, but I do think my chances would be pretty good. I think for being a thief, I already get advantage. Have advantage on sneaking and hiding. Yep. So I already have advantage. So I'll do this at advantage. And I'm going to say the check would be medium, 12. So I have to get a 12 or higher, and I have a +3 on dex. So I have advantage, and a 9 or higher will give me the sneak. 10. That will work. So he's going to sneak up and start the combat with a sneak attack with his short sword. And I don't think I get advantage on the attack, though you could certainly argue that. So that's kind of a bummer, because he's still friggin' hard to hit. A +3, I could have shot him with the crossbow. Have a slightly better chance. Would that make more sense? I think it would. I think it would work. I think it would make more sense for him to shoot a crossbow in there. So we'll do the crossbow. Does same damage and slightly better chance to hit. So here goes. What do I need? This is my first attack. Oh my god. 12 AC 12. I'm a +4. I need an 8. 17 hits. All right, for D6 damage, but I get 2 of them, right? For backstab, additional die. 8 damage, and they have 10 hit points. Go! Couldn't get the insta-kill on that first sneak attack. That would have been sweet. That would have been sweet. Grimlock 1 is down to 2 damage. So, we're going to have Nura take the same position on this side, and she's going to shoot in as well. She's shooting with a short bow. She's got a +1 only, but she needs an 11. Do I... Is there something I can give myself a +1 bonus there? +2 range. No, she's a -1 on her dex. Just absolutely sucks. Oh, that would have helped. Krell's already done. I think my only move here is to charge in with Orgo. And he's going to. Oh, maybe I can hold position. Maybe I can hold position. The bad news is he's so easy to hit. I'm going to step up 1 spot and throw his hand axe. He's got 2 hand axes, so I'm going to throw one. 14, definitely going to hit. And it does d6 +1 damage. So even if I were to roll a 1, our first Grimlock is down. Grimlock out of there. And then he will... I think maybe after that he would charge in, or would he just hold and thus protect his party, right? Let's hold. So the Grimlocks get to go. Blind sets unaffected by light. Okay, that hasn't come into play yet. Navigate the world by... So Grimlocks are kind of... Are they kind of like those dudes in the Time Machine? That's kind of how I view them. Little beastie things. Gray pale skin, white fur, attack 1 stone axe. Oh man, too bad I bought that axe. I could just be taking their axes. Dang it. That would have made more sense. Maybe I'll call it stone axes because it's a +2. It's a d6. So I might, after I kill these guys, assuming. So he's going to rush in, and all he can really do is attack there. Let's use the pink die for the bad guys. He's a +2, and unfortunately Orgo's only an 11. Son of a... Did I have protection from evil? Did that give a disadvantage on attacks? I think it might have. Disadvantage on attack rolls. So, yep, disadvantage. You got to be shitting me. Alright, so crit hit right off the bat at disadvantage. Good lord. Orgo, this is... That's what happens. So it's 2d6. Yep. 6 damage to Orgo. He had 4 hit points. He's down. Boy, oh boy, that is not ideal. That means this guy now opens up to rush right in, and he's going to attack one of the other 2 who are here. I can't believe that. He's not at disadvantage anymore. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. 1, 2, 3 is Nura. 4, 5, 6 is Renario. Nura, 7 is going to be a miss, even on her lousy 10 AC. Almost a hit, actually. So it's our turn again. Death timer. I've never done this. It's not the rule that I've used. I think I roll a d4. I don't even have. I only have the pink one for some reason. D4, and I add his con, which is nothing. 2. Is that right? I think I have 2 rounds. D4 plus con. On his turn, roll a d20. 20 is a rise with a 1 hit point. I should roll this die, right? Just rolled 2 in a row. He doesn't get advantage on anything or whatever. I'll start with him, I guess. He's got 2 rounds. This is the first one. I'm not necessarily going to start with him next time. I'm one. Not one. Does he lose a round? Do you lose a round on a nat 1? Oh my god. Could it go any worse for him? It says on your turn roll a d20. On a 20 you rise. It does not say on a 1 you die. But I sure think it's not going to be something good. Alright. We'll see. We'll see if there's a way I can play it without just auto-killing him. I don't really want to auto-kill my fighter, but I also don't want to cheat. So, the next character would then be... So now, I don't think there's any way I'm sneaking up here. Do I have anything for Krell to do? He's not somebody who could heal. And I don't think Nura can heal on the spot. Even though she has the potential to heal by doing... Let's see what this is. Herbal remedy. Make an INT check to prepare an herbal remedy. Can you do that on the spot? I guess I'm going to say you can. It doesn't make sense logically, but just in the simplicity of game mechanics, I want to be able to do that, but I would forego an attack by doing that also. And I would also say it's going to, for sure, at least take up her turn to make it, and then the next turn she'd have to apply it. So I'll do that. I'm going to give myself that chance at least. On that note, let's start with Renario. He's going to attack. I'm going to stick with the nat 1 die. I'm going to try it. He's attacking this Grimlock up front with his short sword. There you go. Do you know how many times nat 1 follows nat 20 or vice versa? It happens all the time. It's a running joke in my game with my friends. Oh gosh. Yeah, it definitely happens, and it just happened right there. Twice, actually, because I went 20, 20, 1, 20. Back to 20. So, crit hit. So, he stabs him for double damage. Short sword. So I did get a sneak attack off of sorts. I have a chance to kill this guy in one hit. That would be fantastic. Nope, 6 damage. So that Grimlock now has 4 hit points. Is there a chance Krell could do the kill? He's gonna try. You know what? He doesn't have anything else to do. He could do protection from evil from somebody else. No, he lost that spell. So, oh, I didn't have protection from evil anyway, didn't I? Did I? I lost that spell. I totally flubbed that. It didn't matter. That's why I rolled a 20. Because it was like, it's a 20, you idiot. You don't get to roll it again. Okay, so Krell's going to try an attack with his staff. Not normally the smart move for my wizard, but it's what he's got. 8. I don't think that's going to do it. 8 plus 1, 9. Nope. And I'm not going to re-roll that. I think I have a luck token just by my house rule. I could start with a luck token, but that's not going to be my luck token because right now I'm going to try and make that herbal remedy. I'm going to say there's no way you can do a potion of healing in a second, but maybe a salve you can do in the heat of battle. But it takes 2 turns because 1 turn to make it, 1 turn to administer it. So, Nura's going to try and create a 1 hit point salve. 1. Nat 1. Well, there's... Good Lord. It's all 1s and 20s. There's my luck token. So I have to... Do I use my luck token? Nah, he doesn't have another thing. Yeah, I'm going to use my luck token there. 3. This is horrible. So, is his only chance to save now a nat 20? He's dying. He's dying. Now this Grimlock. Did I even go with the second one? I'm so confused already. It's just having the video. I'm just not used to it yet. Oh, I whiffed with that Grimlock. But they shouldn't have been able to get up there. He would have had to throw his axe, right? Just because of the positioning of things. So I don't remember what happened. It doesn't matter. This guy does get to attack. And we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to attack Nura. 12's going to hit her. Nura takes 1 damage. She has 1 hit point left. I forgot all my hit points are so low. Nura's down a hit point. And that guy then, he's stuck though. Because of my positioning at least, I'm saying I'm holding firm to that. He's either stuck or he's got to throw his axe. I have an idea. Because I don't think he'd just sit there like an idiot. He's going to throw his axe at Krell, who's straight in front. 6 is going to be a miss. And then he's going to run back and get the axe of his dead buddy. So he's not unarmed. And come back. Now it's my turn again. I don't want to go with... I don't want to go with Orgo first. I wasn't able to stabilize him with Nura. This guy's got 4 hit points left. Let's try to kill him off with Renariel, who's been pretty lucky so far. Renariel. A 9 plus 3 on the short sword is a 12. I think that's their AC. I think he hits. Thank God. He does D6 damage. 1. So he's still got 3 hit points. I gotta save him. Who has a chance to hit? This is so horrible. -1 for Nura. Or a +1 for Krell. But Krell has a better chance of... I'm going to do this. Nura is going to run around over here and try to stabilize. Right? I can do that. It's an INT 15 or something. 18. He is stable. He's not dead. He is stable. So Krell then is going to attack the front Grimlock with his staff and hit. Crazy. D4 plus 1. Oh, not enough to kill. Oh my God. This is going to be a TPK against these wimpy bastards because my die rolls are just really, really bad. Alright. Guess what? Guess what? This guy has been eager to join the party. He's been sitting out back. We gave him a club because we bought Patch. You're a hero, buddy. Patch is running in. We told him to just stay safe, but he was peeking in on what was going on. He's going to come running up with his club. I don't even have stats for him yet, so he's going to be, you know, a +0 to hit, +1 to hit for D4 damage, but he might be our hero here. We're going to try it. What does he have? He has a plus... Well, let's roll up his strength real quick, and then we'll know. His strength is 11. It's not horrible. I thought I was going to get a bonus there. He's got to roll... 11 is still a +0, isn't it? Yeah, it's a +0. 9. Good try. I cannot even catch a break. So there he is, though. Now he's in the heat of battle. Orgo's not dead. Grimlocks are attacking. Now you got one. Now this Grimlock only has 3 options, but now poor Patch is up here. We can't let Patch die. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Patch is a 1, 2. 3 is Krell, who hasn't been hit. And still hasn't been hit. And this guy does have another axe. He's throwing at Krell, who's kind of the straight shot. I feel like I'm counting this as kind of like a wall. So Krell is going to be the one who gets attacked again. And a 2. Wow, Krell is elusive over there with no armor. Does have a tiny bit of dex, so I guess that makes sense. And Patch is in it. I need to do 1 damage to that guy, right? Or do I still have? I just needed to do 2 damage is where I was. Oh, because I added 1 to that. So I did do 2 damage. He's only got 1 hit point. The other one hasn't been touched. So we're going to let... I'm still going to let Patch go first. What? Sorry, that doesn't count. That's the bad guy's dice. That was a mistake. That does count. Patch gets the kill. Patch, way to go, buddy. Now get the hell out of here. Back up, back up. Good job, but back up. You can run back in if we really need you. Now we have a log jam. Who's going to step up to the front? Nura's been hit. Renario. Krell can't even survive a hit. I didn't even notice. I put him up front with his 1 hit point. So Nura is going to run up. Now let's do this. Krell's going to step up, swing, and then step back. 8 is, I think, a miss. Nura. Wait. We're going to step back and use a crossbow with him. He doesn't really have a chance to hide here. But I'll step back and shoot with the crossbow. Good God. And he's going to continue over here so he can kind of duck and hide out and put himself in a good position for next turn. And Nura is going to run up with her 1 hit point left and try. She's better with the short bow. Oh, man. She's better with the short bow. Should we be retreating? We probably should, but I think it's too late for that. I know what I'm going to do. We're going to move him here. So he's actually protecting, but he's also kind of hiding out. So she's going to step back instead of stepping up. She's going to protect him. And she's going to shoot her short bow. 9. Plus 1 is only a 10. I can't hit this guy? Jesus Christ. These are horrible characters. Which is part of the fun, right? Here he comes. He's charging in. I'm gonna do my I'm gonna do my stealth check now for him. Does he see? Is he able to hide? I'm gonna make it a DC 18 now. That it's because like he's kind of right there, and generally my hide check's hard. He's an 18. He always gets advantage to try and hide. Dex is a +3, so I need a 15, but I got advantage. No. So he's not hidden, which means this guy is going to run up and attack the first guy he sees, which is Renario. Now we're back to that pink die that's been brutal. It's a 3. I don't know if you saw that. It's a 3, so it's a miss. So it rolled 2 crit hits, and then it slowed down. And now he's all alone. So let's go. We're not hidden here. I'm not going to play flanking rules in this just for simplification, but it would be a good time that I would be able to flank. So we're going to go. She's going to step back and shoot. God damn it. Krell is going to swing. We got to get this guy out of here. That's a hit. For 4 damage. Okay, our last Grimlock has taken 4, down to 6. And Krell with 1 hit point, I think, is going to step back. Who's going to do our fighting, though? I wish I had a dual-wielding rule. I don't yet. I do want to get one because I love dual wielding. But we're going Renariel with the short sword. He's better with his crossbow too, but I can't back up. Somebody's got to step up and fight. 14. That's a hit. D6. This is huge, buddy. Get your damage in. Woo! 6. 6 damage. I'm wondering if that's on camera. Nope, it's not. I'll show you. 6. That's that. All right. So, oh my god, that was freaking ridiculously hard. Grimlocks. 3 Grimlocks. They're level 3. So that's actually a really hard battle for this group. That kind of makes sense. Like, that was dangerous, but I think it was a lot more dangerous than it needed to be because of really bad rolls right out of the gate. Let's first things first, we've got a guy who's down. So Nura needs to do her herbalism. She lost her salve. I forgot to try any of this. We knew we were sneaking in here. We should have done Phobane. We should have been ready for something else. I should have had a potion of healing set up. So maybe could have retconned that. I should start doing that before, if we know we're heading into a combat, she should start using a remedy. So this is her hard one though. Curative. I don't think I have anything special with her. Like an advantage on one of them. So she needs a DC 15. And it's an INT. She's got +1. She got it! She got a potion of healing. Yes! Potion of healing is... What does that mean? Level 3 says 1d6. Level 0 to 3, 1d6 hit points. Oh, they gain hit points based on their level. That's weird. That's really weird. Okay. So the healing potion is just... Well, it's bizarre. I'm not sure I understand that. So 1d6. He's got 4 hit points. A 4, 5, or 6 would be great. 1 means he's alive at least. But I can do it again. Okay? Right? Because I made the check. So she'll try it again. Why not? Nope. So she's lost the 2 healing ones for today. And we kind of want to... I've also lost a spell. We kind of want to just survive the rest of the day to get a rest. This has been a long battle. Long video. Because I fumbled through a lot of it. Looked up some rules. But we'll end the session as soon as we figure out what kind of treasure they have. I do feel like they would have some sort of... are likely to have treasure. It's a 50-50 chance for a random encounter. I guess we should stick with that. I'm not going to roll 50-50 chance on each Grimlock. We're just going to roll 50-50 chance. 4, 5, or a 6, they have treasure. 4. They do. And we will use the standard treasure. In here, it's a D100. Higher is better. It's in the back, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Higher is better. D100. D100. Let me get everybody off. Well, no, let's just roll it here. 22. What does doubles get me? 10 gold pieces in a moldy wood box. 10 gold pieces. So they have just a few coins that they got off of whoever that poor adventurer is they were eating. I might call that an experience point. I have a problem with the XP in Shadowdark, especially for solo. I like something that I can understand that's concrete. So maybe what I would do for first level is call it a 25 gold piece treasure, means we get an XP. But the first thing we got was we did those jobs for that settlement and got 50 gold pieces. So does that count as 2 XP? I don't know. So maybe that one counts as 1, the chainmail counts as 1, and the 10 gold pieces here count as 1. Now when we're level 2, a 10 gold pieces to me would not be. It's too trivial. But at level 1, maybe 10 gold pieces counts as a treasure and 50 gold pieces counts as one. I mean, it's 1 XP. So that's probably how I'll play that. The other thing is I like to do XP for battles. I would call that an XP, but then I'm doubling all the XP if I'm calling that. So I would have to go, I have to get twice as much XP to level up if I'm going to play it that way. I would get an XP for that fight and 3 for those. So rather than do all that, I think for this playthrough, I'm going to just do it by the book. We're calling that. I'm at 3 XP for 3 treasures. And a long way to go. I kind of want to keep playing, but I don't want to go to an hour-long video. These get long real fast, and I know that's my play style. I even paused it. I'm gonna pause here, and I might just it's late. Gosh darn it. I'd like to play through. You know what? I'm gonna keep playing and see if I can survive the day. I wanna see if I can get to a rest day, to a resting spot. I like to get to a good spot. Where was I at here? 3120. That was actually, was that our random encounter from the very beginning of the day? Man, you can lose track of time fast. I think it was. We had a random encounter. Oh, okay, there was the combat thing. Oh, that wasn't a random encounter. It actually has treasure. Well, holy crap, it's way better. This is way better. But I think I have to make a check to get this. This is awesome. Okay, I totally forgot. Glad I stuck it out for a second here. Treasure icon is... Let's look it up. I'm on page 5. The treasure icon gets me... No checks are required to gather it up, but treasure will always be underneath another interaction that must be resolved first. It's never just lying out in the open. So that other interaction was, I won the combat, I get the treasure. There's a cesspool in the back of the cave that contains... Yes! This is amazing! So I'm taking this 10 gold pieces off because it's not here. 250 silver pieces. A wand of magic missile. Holy smokes. And the bones of several dozen humanoid victims. It takes an hour to dredge through the muck and filth to find these things. So, do I have to do a random encounter check? Maybe. I'd say the combat took an hour. This takes an hour. I'm going to get my random encounter check out of the way for the day. That would also put us at, okay, random encounter check while we're doing all this, too. No random encounter. Nothing else in the cave, thankfully. So we're traveling. We're basically now we're trying to get to the north. We're trying to find a good camp spot. There's a campfire icon. I got to go back and see what that means. Out in the wild, campfire. This describes what will happen if the party camps overnight or lingers in this area. If you meet the criteria, you should resolve it, even if it is at the bottom of the interaction stack. So this is tricky because am I supposed to know that that is even there? Oh, well, I fought the Grimlocks, though. Okay, so I'm just going to resolve the camp normally. So the camp event basically says the Grimlocks show up if you camp in this hex, but we killed the Grimlocks. There were only 3 of them. It doesn't say it's 3 of a bigger party. Camp. I do this for camp. I think I did it last time, but Wisdom 18 means they're safe. So my camp person is Orgo, and he is a wisdom of 11 only. Why did I choose him? Oh, he's my highest wisdom. So he's the one who helps find the safe camp. 17, but he doesn't have a bonus, so I almost got a safe one. But he didn't get a super low one either. So he's able to camp relatively safely, but we do still have to check for encounters. And our rest is 8 hours, I think. We're in a risky hex. Man, I can't push. So I'd have to make 4 checks. I guess I'll do it because even if I get a random encounter, there's a pretty good chance we can avoid it. So I got 4 checks to get through. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're safe. So we camped for the night, finished there, found some awesome treasure. I'm probably going to use a rule that I use for 5e on the Wand of Magic Missiles. And we know we found a wand, but Krell has to see if he can identify what it is during the rest. So I'm just going to roll first and check. I'm probably going to make it about a 15 for him to figure that out, so he'd have to roll a 13. But I'll check if I have a rule. If I have a rule written down, I will use it. Might be a 12 too. But a Wand of Magic Missiles is harder to identify than, say, a potion or a really weak magic item. That's pretty rad. 15. So we're good. So he knows he has a Wand of Magic Missiles, and thank God, because that means he has something he can do other than swing his lousy staff. He can't put to sleep higher level enemies, so he can do magic missiles now. Love it. I want to just outro by saying I'm under an hour barely. Sorry about the long video. Hope somebody watches this. This is what I love about the randomness of playing solo and using random charts and things like that. I know the way Chubby Funster set this up. He put treasures out randomly throughout the thing, but they're kind of hard to find. The good treasures, they're kind of leveled, right? I found one treasure before where it was like this massive, awesome treasure, and I just found it, but you had to survive this burning lava stuff to even get to it. So there's no way a low level party is getting that massive, awesome treasure, even if they find it. So to me, this seems fair and legit. My low level party found a killer treasure. Thank God. 250 silver pieces. That's what, 25 gold? Great. But also a Wand of Magic Missiles. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Good session. Fun combat. Plenty of thrills and near death. And here we are. We survived to live another day. We're 1 or 2 hexes from where we're trying to get. That was 3120. So Mario's here. Mario's either 30. I think Mario's probably 3019. Might be 3018. So anyway, next session will be that. That was awesome. Thanks for sticking with me if you did this. All right. Later. I'm Bradu.